on now. It's going to record the audio and it's going to record the presentation, and that will be sent to you after the session. So just to introduce myself, I am Holly Hayes. So don't let the accent fool you. Yes, I am Australian, and yes, I worked for Caronlab Australia for many, many years, directly with Lily and Caron, who you'll see on the screen here. However, I am based in North America now, so I am here to help you. I am here to help you with any of your training needs, anything to do with Caronlab or anything to do with waxing. What we're going to do today is go through this PowerPoint presentation. Then I'm going to give you guys some time at the end to ask me some questions, okay? So yes, you can chat to me in the Q&A section, but I would just like to proceed on and get through the presentation so that people that do have questions can speak to me at the end. I will go through your questions. I will get the full chat transcript at the end of the session. So I would love for you all to put in the box where you're from, where you're joining us from today, what you're excited about, any struggles that you're going through at the moment that you'd like me to address in future sessions perhaps. So I am here for you. The other thing, at the end of the session, I will be on Instagram. So if you want to send me a direct message privately, it's Caronlab_North America. We can chat from there as well. So that's basically what's going to be happening. So I am going to go through the PowerPoint presentation. I'm just going to quickly check the chat, and then we'll get into it. Great. Okay, so everyone understands. Hello to everyone. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to be talking about facial waxing today. So at the end of this session, I am doing this via the PowerPoint because, as you can appreciate at the moment, it's been really difficult to get models to do hands-on training. So I am going to go through the PowerPoint and share a lot with you about facial waxing. In the follow-up email, you're actually going to get our full facial waxing video. So that will be a point of reference for you, because definitely take this time to practice as much as you can to learn some new techniques while we do have this downtime. And also during this session, I'm going to talk to you about things and the side of wax and waxing that maybe you actually haven't been exposed to before. Maybe you've been too busy in the salon, going through the motions, focusing on your clients, which is what we should be doing, to actually stop and think about some of these points that I wanted to bring up with you today. So first of all, I'm just going to give you an overview. Let's talk about hard versus soft wax, okay? So one of the things, I'll just give you a little bit more of my background story. So working for Caronlab as their head trainer for 7 years in Australia, that did allow me to travel the world and teach waxing in all parts of the world. When I moved over to North America, I actually was managing a salon for the first 6 months of being here. And this is what inspired me to come back and spread the Caronlab word again, because I saw so many things going wrong and clients telling me of dreadful experiences they had with waxing. So the first thing we need to understand is hard wax versus soft wax and where they should be used, okay? So when we're talking about facial waxing, in my opinion, gone are the days of using soft wax on the face. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today, and how we can avoid things going wrong in the waxing room. So soft wax, as we know, should be used on large areas, okay? The hard wax is much better for sensitive, delicate areas. But as estheticians, sometimes we do face challenges when it comes to hard wax. And that's what I'm hoping I can share a little bit more with you today and make your life a little bit easier. You also will get sent this full presentation at the end, okay? So you can refer back to any of the points on the slides. So we are going to be talking about clear waxes versus cream waxes, okay? And we're also going to be talking about synthetic versus natural. Now, shout out to my team, if any of them are on the call today, Tracy and Renee. They're always saying to me how much I should talk about synthetic versus natural in my presentation, because them having been in the beauty industry and aesthetics industry for many, many years, they found this so interesting when we first started working with Caronlab. So I'd like to share a little bit more about synthetic versus natural. So what does this mean? Natural is not always better. Now, I think, you know, when it comes to areas of skincare and other areas of beauty, we are constantly bombarded with marketing that tells us natural is better. But when it comes to waxing, this is what I'd like you to understand. Natural resin is much cheaper in production. It comes from a pine tree. So what that means is that I can't guarantee to you that the wax you use today that comes from the pine tree will behave exactly the same way in 3 months' time, okay? It's very inconsistent. There is no quality assurance because you don't know what you're going to get. You'll find that natural resins are normally found in waxes that are darker in color, and they normally have a smell. Now, when I say smell, that could mean covered up in lots of fragrance to hide the fact that it's a bad resin, or it could actually have a very burnt chemical smell to it. So if you're noticing any of these things when you're working with waxes, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing for you as the esthetician, because those type of waxes tend to go very brittle on the skin and break. For the client, it's also terrible. And this is the feedback that I have been getting since I've been working hands-on in North America. They go to salons that use these natural resins that are really poor quality, and they find it very painful. This is also why people turn to soft wax more, because if the wax is breaking on you and you're constantly having to pick at it to get it off the client's skin, that's very uncomfortable. So the client actually demands of you, please use the one with the paper strip, it hurts less. So if anyone can relate to that, please give us a shout out as well. This type of wax will also cause excessive redness. It is designed to remove everything in its path. That's why it has been around forever and a day. When waxing first came into the mainstream, it was all pine resin because it removes everything in its path, which sounds great in terms of if it can just remove all the hairs. But when I say anything in its path, that means skin, any obstacles that might be in the area. Very, very uncomfortable for a client experience. Synthetic resin, this is the one people don't know much about, okay? Caronlab predominantly use high quality synthetic resins in all of their waxes. You can tell this because the colors are very, they're very light, they're pleasant, there's not a lot of fragrance. For example, our Brilliance hard wax, it's a white wax, and that can only contain the highest quality synthetic resin because you wouldn't be able to cover up a bad resin and make the wax white. It would be physically impossible. The other thing synthetic resins do, they reduce the redness. They're really good for sensitive skin. And from an operator point of view, they are very pliable and flexible. So what that means is you don't have that snapping midway through doing a Brazilian. Okay, very, very different experience. I have put some resources here for you, a video that will explain more about this, and also an article, and I will attach that article in your resources at the end of this session. So it's basically just figuring out what's going to work for you, synthetic versus natural, hard versus soft, and why. The good news is if you're using Caronlab, or if you're interested in using Caronlab, we do have a wax for everybody. We have film hard waxes, we have hypoallergenic hard waxes, we have gel hard waxes, introducing Bravado, which I'm very excited to introduce to you today. We do have a clear natural wax. If you're doing lots of leg waxing, that's what you want on your station. And I will go into more detail during my body waxing presentation with you guys about clear soft waxes versus cream soft waxes. And again, the natural versus synthetic and what you should have on your station. I think it's just a matter of understanding that there's not one perfect wax that's going to be perfect for everybody in this day and age. You have to think about how our skin has changed over time, how the environment has changed that's affecting our skin, and that we need to adapt to the situations and what clients are doing at home. So that's why we have so many different waxes. And I'm going to explain what each and every one is going to do for you. So this was the most interesting thing to me when I first moved over here last year and I was working with clients. I had so many clients coming in the door telling me that they have sensitive skin. Also, so many clients totally believing that they cannot wax their face. Now, the biggest way I change this is obviously when we're going around doing trade shows and things like that. People approach the stand and they're like, oh, I love the look of your wax. Oh, it smells nice. Oh, it looks really pretty. I'm like, okay, can I do your lip for you? Can I do your eyebrows for you? Oh, no. I can't wax my face. Now, obviously, when I'm at trade shows, I'm talking to professionals as well. So quite scary for me to think that qualified estheticians think that they cannot wax their face. So how do you think the end consumer feels as well? They feel they have sensitive skin and they believe this too. So what happens when they have this belief? So the reason they have this belief, number one, is because the market is flooded with cheap inferior waxes. They hurt, they cause redness. People basically think it is normal that you go for a wax and that you are red and sore for 4 to 5 days after it. People don't come in on their lunch break and get their face waxed because they don't want to go back to work and they don't want to be excessively red. They don't want to go to the grocery store after they've had a wax. They have to plan their whole day around this waxing experience. And to me, this is just so foreign because this is just not how it happens when they're using a synthetic resin on their face. So outdated technology. You cannot just have one type of wax in your salon anymore. I really do not believe this to be true. I don't believe that one type of wax can be used on every single person safely that walks through your door. If you do have any feedback on this, please, I would love to read it in the chat later. Tell me what you think about this. If it ain't broke, why fix it? So this is basically what I hear from estheticians a lot of the time. Well, I've used this wax for the past 20 years, so why would I do anything different? The other thing to consider there is that clients don't always tell you that they're having these experiences. It might look okay to you when you've waxed them on the bed and then they've gone home and they've not said anything. It's these type of people that just stop waxing. They then start to look for alternatives. So threading has taken off, sugaring has taken off, because they're thinking that they cannot wax their face. But the scenario is they've just been waxed with the wrong type of wax. So this is why I wanted to really focus on this part of the presentation, because this is time for you guys to do research, to think about how you can move forwards and you can increase your waxing business overall, because waxing still makes up so much of our industry. It's something that can be done, you know, in a small room. It doesn't cost much to set it up. You just need to get a wax pot and a few waxes to get started. So I really would like to speak more about this. I'd love your feedback on this as well. So in North America, I have still found that it is so popular that soft wax is used over the entire face and body. And I really think that there's so much money to be made for people that can perfect their hard wax, that can start using the synthetic resins, can really get people talking about waxing again and saying, wow, this is how it should be. How have I put up with this for so many years? As I mentioned before, skins are becoming increasingly sensitive. People are using more on their face. Let's think about what we do at home just ourselves. Are we doing skin peels? Are we using AHAs, retinols? People are on Accutane, all these sorts of things. Anything that we are doing to our face is going to affect us in the waxing room. This is why I don't believe that just soft wax can be used anymore. You need to have a wax that's going to protect sensitive skin. The other thing I'd like to point out there, I hear this a lot about clients saying that they can't wax because they've been burned by wax before. This is a complete misconception. If a therapist or esthetician, has burnt your face with wax, the wax would be unbearably hot. What is happening is it's called skin lifting. If you're using the wrong type of wax, you're using a soft wax on a sensitive skin, of course their skin is going to lift, it's going to give. It heals like a burn, and this is why clients think that they have been burnt. So skin lifting should never happen. If you're using the right type of wax for the right type of client, it will never happen. So my question to you guys, hard wax, why are so many estheticians still scared of using it? We have come a long way since the first hard wax was ever made that did break and crumble and go into a million pieces. There's so many options these days. I don't understand why people are so scared of them. If you have a wax that grows brittle, it breaks and snaps, this is going to damage your confidence. Now, when I go into schools, I hear this a lot, and I know some of my educators that I've met in the past are on this call. So, you know, shout out to you guys as well. It's very difficult for anyone to do their job if you're not using a wax that's not going to help you. And a wax that breaks and crumbles makes your job very, very difficult. The other thing that happens is they go very tacky and they take a long time to dry. So this is why people turn away from hard wax, because time is money. You don't have time to be building up your hard wax, which you're going to use more product, and waiting for it to dry. Soft wax has always been the quicker option because you put it on and you rip it off straight away. But the point is, if we have the right type of hard wax, you won't have any of these issues. Obviously, having an inferior hard wax is going to cost you more money because you're going to be using more product. If it doesn't work and it breaks into a million pieces, how are you going to get it off? You have to build it up. Soft wax. Use less, cost less. So this is the thing that we hear about all the time because everyone's worried about their bottom line. Yes, we do want to be using waxes that save us money, but is soft wax really saving your money if you're compromising the skin and then the client is not coming back for waxing? So we need to stand up and think about this. If we have the right type of hard wax, this will not be happening and it won't be costing you anymore. As I mentioned earlier, soft wax is said to have more grip. It does attach to everything in its path. For sensitive skin, thin skin, that's really scary. That's really, really scary for me, because that means the skin could come off, as we've spoken about. So to think that the skin underneath the eye area can handle soft wax, it's the most delicate skin on our whole entire body. So this is why I can't understand why people can still be using this safely without having to reach for a hard wax. The other thing that happens that scares estheticians away from hard wax is it's the incorrect temperature. So this leads to not all the hairs being removed. You get frustrated. I understand. I feel you. So today we're going to work out how to have none of these things happening so you can improve your confidence and you're no longer scared of hard wax. Okay, so we have something new and exciting for you guys. It's called Bravado. If you follow us on social media, you would have seen, heard about it. All the distributors have it in stock now. It's almost actually sold out when it launched on the 1st of March. It only took about a week to sell out in key locations. It is amazing. So what is it? So it's a gel wax, and I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to skip along and show you. With the brows, how amazing is this? You can sculpt those brows with a gel wax, getting really close to that brow line. And because it's not drippy like a traditional hard wax, it's going to stay in place. The other fun thing you can do is you'll see you can actually use the strip over the top of the wax if that's what you want to do. Now, we designed it like this because we know a lot of people use soft wax for eyebrow waxing. So that could be your security blanket. That's how you're used to operating. If you want, put the Bravado on, put the strip over the top like you usually would, and use it like a soft wax. Just keep in mind, it does dry quite fast. So when you get confident with it, you can use it like I'm using it on the left here. Just as a traditional hard wax, it's going to dry really quickly and you're going to remove all the hairs. The great thing about this wax is it removes all the fluffy, vellus, fine hairs. It is amazing. If you've used it, please share your feedback because this wax is like no other. Now, I just want to show you the consistency of this wax because if you are used to Caronlab waxes, you will find that it's a little bit different. So you will see when the Bravado's in the pot, it needs to be completely liquid, okay? There is no hard core. You can turn the pot up as high as you want. This is a low temperature wax, so it's not going to feel hot on the skin. It can be completely liquid, no core. It does contain the high quality synthetic resin. So it is great for facial waxing. That's what it's designed for. The skin underneath the brows, the most sensitive part of the body. It is amazing. Great for shaping, great for all over facial waxing. It is like no other. It's a clear wax, so what that means, see-through waxes have more grip. Cream waxes are designed to protect the skin. But if you are a brow artist or you're doing lots of facial waxing and you're dealing with people with that fine, fluffy hair, you probably don't like traditional hard wax because you probably don't find it picks up everything. This will, I can guarantee it. So I just wanted to show you the lip waxing. Now, don't worry, you're getting the full version of the videos to watch at home. It'll be better quality than me playing it through Zoom. I just want to skip along and show you what I'm doing here. What I am doing is using the Q-tip to roll up the face. Did you notice this client? She had a pimple. I should probably not have gone over that pimple, but I was experimenting with this wax because I wanted to see what it could do. And when I pulled the wax off, it actually did not disrupt that pimple. And look at all those baby hairs. This was a very blonde client. I was shocked to see what I got off her face in one pull. Using the Q-tip and rolling up against that vellus hair, you'll see when you watch the full video, is the best technique that I can share with you for lip waxing. If you encapsulate all those hairs into the hard wax, instead of combing them flat and sitting them down on the skin, you will pick up more hairs. With Caron waxes, you can use them with or against the hair growth. You can do this anywhere on the body. So whether it's facial waxing, Brazilian waxing, it gives you options. It saves you. It means that if you make a mistake and you pull the wrong way and you're like, oh, damn, I only got out about 10 hairs. Go back again and pull the opposite way. You will be amazed what you can get out. These waxes are designed to make your job easier and make the client experience much more comfortable. Male facial waxing. Okay, so I also do specialize in male waxing. That's manzillion, brozillion, facial waxing for them, all sorts of manscaping. Okay, men make up 50% of the population. There's no point being scared about treating them because they love this pampering, and as we know, male waxing is on the rise. I loved using Bravado for male waxing. I just want to show you here with the nostril waxing. It was amazing. You can see in this image here, because the wax isn't drippy, so it doesn't want to drip down the face like a traditional hard wax would. It just went in there, it sat in position, it made my job so easy. So if you find nostril waxing a little bit nerve-wracking, or ear waxing a little bit nerve-wracking because you're obviously going into that mucous membrane, it can be scary when you've got wax that wants to roll down the face. This made it so easy. So for a beginner, I think this is a great wax to start with because it just sits in place. So we got really great results on this client with the nose waxing. And we also did a little bit of brow sculpting on that day too. So it's great. So as you can see, I've got my very, very blonde client with fine hair that it worked great on. And I've also got my darker male client that it worked great on as well. So it is all round for any type of client. It's a great wax that's going to save you. This is one of my favorite videos. This actually shocked me when I was first playing around with Bravado. Beard line. I was a little bit nervous to even wax here because you can see how like stubborn his hairs are here. So what I actually did, because he normally shaves his face, obviously, I went against the growth. So I really combed these hairs against the growth with the Bravado. And you can see, look, they're stuck in the wax. It's great that it's a clear wax because you can see through it. You can see that the hairs are stuck in the wax. So if you use a technique where you're sticking the hairs into the wax, they have to come out. They have nowhere else to go. So this is why I want to talk to you more about working with and against the hair growth and how you can get the smoothest result with hard wax. It will be as smooth as a soft wax result. You just need to know how to manipulate the situation. So this was quite amazing. So there we go. So it did get out a lot of those terminal, thick, dark, shaved, stubborn hairs on the first go. And I went back and did it a few times because remember, a synthetic resin is designed to be worked over the area a few times without damaging the skin. So you can see he's looking great here. It's looking really quite smooth, much better than what we began with. So really, it's great for anything. So Bravado is something that you might want to add to your station because it's an all-round great wax. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit more about hypersensitive skin. So as I said, clients, estheticians, everyone alike in North America is telling me I can't wax my face, I'm sensitive, or then I get told I'm hypersensitive, so I'm reactive to wax. Now again, misconception. So let's talk about hypersensitive skin for a moment. What is hypersensitive skin? It's defined as a skin that is hyperreactive or excessively sensitive to different products or factors that are well tolerated by a normal skin. So a normal skin could come into the waxing salon and could be waxed in potentially any of our waxes and not have a reaction. However, we are becoming increasingly sensitive as a nation. Think about environmental factors. Think about what you're using on your skin. It's going to make you more sensitive to wax. It could even just make you heat sensitive. So the heat from the wax could even cause a reaction like this. But that's why you need to have a hard wax on your station that is designed to reduce the redness, to work on skins like this that react basically just from touch or heat or anything like that. This type of a skin, even if it's not hypersensitive, even if it's just a slightly sensitive skin, it will go visibly red like this, itchy, irritated, rashy, and you can get a histamine-like reaction. The histamine-like reaction is from the pine resin. Resin makes up 75% of the finished product. So when people say, I'm allergic to your wax, it's 9 times out of 10, they're allergic to the resin. So all we need to do is change the resin, and we can start waxing faces again. So we can bring people back into the waxing room. We don't need to go to threading. We don't need to go to sugaring. Sugaring can also cause a histamine-like reaction because it's not natural for us to put sugar, lemon juice on our face. So it can cause that histamine reaction as well. basically, from this type of client who has a reaction like this to waxing, they're going to say, I can't wax, and they never come back to waxing again. So it damages our industry when they are having experiences like this. So this is why I wanted to take the time to talk to you about hard wax and high quality synthetic resin, because those words will never come out of your client's mouth if you pick up the right wax at the right time. So how do we stop reactions like this from occurring? If you're dealing with a skin like that, then if you know us at all, you will know that we are famous for making Brilliance hard wax. It did win the Dermoscope Award in 2019 for Best Sensitive Wax. If you're dealing with a skin like that, obviously they're scared about waxing their face. They're not going to just automatically gain your trust back and try it again. You need to have this wax on your station. This is the wax that I pick up at the trade show when they come to my stand and they say, I'd love to try your wax, but I can't wax my face. I can wax their face with confidence with this wax because I know when they're saying those comments to me, they've had soft wax used on their face and or the pine resin. This is neither. This is high quality hard wax with the synthetic resin. We also add the titanium dioxide. It actively reduces skin redness. So you won't get that look, this look of red, irritated skin that sometimes takes 3 to 4 days to go down. With Brilliance, the redness goes down instantly. I can wax your face, then do your Brazilian. By the time I finished your Brazilian, your face doesn't look like it's been waxed and you can go straight back to work or straight to the grocery store. No one is going to be staring at you. You're not going to be flashing red. This is an experience that clients want to repeat. This is what you need on the station to deal with these sensitive type of skins. The other thing, it doesn't go brittle. It's brilliant. It's not brittle. It doesn't snap. It doesn't break. It's ultra pliable. You can use it on the most sensitive of areas. It is designed for Brazilian waxing. I am doing the live Brazilian waxing demo on Thursday evening. If you didn't get a spot in that class, do not worry. I can send you the recording. Just simply sign up for my Q&A session that will happen on the following Monday. You will get sent the recording over the weekend. You can watch it. I want to hear your questions. I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear what's working for you, what's not working for you, because this wax changes everything. When people see it in action, it really makes people stand up and think about, why have I not found this sooner? So if you're dealing with hypersensitive skin, this is the wax you want on your station. It's unrivaled results. So easy when you know how. As I said, a lot of estheticians are still afraid of the hard wax. So I would just like to show you, this is different. Because it has a lower melting point, it does not melt down completely. You actually need to have a hard core in the center. You can see me here with the spatula and banging on the hard core in the center. This should never be melted down. What you want to have is runny wax on the outside, hard core in the middle, and when you lift up the wax, you want to be constantly twirling your hand. Constantly twirling your hand. This wax is a little bit drippier, so it's different to the Bravado gel wax. It needs to have movement in it to be the ideal temperature to lift all the hairs off. So if you've tried this wax in the past and it didn't work for you, consider your temperature. Was it like this? Was it runny? Did you also constantly twirl your hand until you got to the client's body? You can't just hover over the client, keep twirling, and then let the wax dry. It dries really fast. It's designed to keep you efficient in the waxing room. So you need to pull it out of the pot, put it on the client's skin, and remove it straight away. It doesn't take much time to dry. You can also use it very thin. Any of our synthetic resin waxes, you can use thin because you're not overcompensating for the fact that they're going to break and go brittle. So you use less product in the end. It's just a matter of getting this temperature right. The difference is because pine resin holds heat. If you use pine resin really runny like Brilliance or Bravado, sorry, Bravado's not runny, Brilliance, if you use pine resin really runny like Brilliance, it would feel very, very hot on the client's skin. And this is why we've all been conditioned to wait for the wax to stop dripping to put it onto the skin, because we know the pine resin holds the heat. Synthetic resin releases the heat. As soon as it's out of the pot, as you can see here in this image, this is drying time. So I don't have time to waste. I need my client really close to me so I can drop it straight on the skin at this temperature. And if you use it like that, I guarantee you'll be surprised at how many hairs it pulls out the first time. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to touch on today is our unique and professional wax heater. So we just won the award again for Dermoscope. Yay! So 2019 we won for best sensitive hard wax. This year we won for best wax heater. So really, really exciting. Now, if you do stay till the end of the session today, actually I should have mentioned this at the beginning, we are giving away mystery prizes. So I will tell you how you can enter to win one of these pots or a bag of wax. So please stay tuned to the very end and I will tell you how you can potentially win one of these to try out. So what makes our wax heater so good? It has 2 skirts, as you can see. The wide skirt here for your hard wax setup, no metal bar, because guess what? We hate cleaning. We want to reduce your cleaning time. So if you're using hard wax and it dries on the metal bar, it dries hard, then that's going to be obviously a nightmare to try and clean off. So when you're setting up for hard wax, just use your hard wax skirt. When you're setting up for soft wax, use your soft wax skirt. This will allow you to wipe the spatula on the metal bar, get your soft wax as thin as possible. The other thing that this wax heater is known for and famous for is its wide temperature range. It will hold constant heat. I cannot stress enough, you cannot do your job properly if your wax is not the right temperature. If you have a heater that you are constantly battling with, you're constantly turning the dial throughout the day, it makes it very, very difficult. As we pointed out, brilliance is very dependent on temperature. If you don't have brilliance in a good heater where it's got that hardcore and running wax on the outside, you're going to really struggle with it. So we are here to make your job very, very easy. So we've designed everything from an esthetician's point of view to save cleaning time, to save you time and money in the wax room, and this heater definitely fits in with that as well. So if you want to know anything more about our heater, please contact me, and we are going to be giving away a heater at the end of these webinar presentations. So I'll tell you how you can enter to win one. Okay, so in summary, when we're talking about hard wax, which hard wax is right for you? So now you might be a bit confused thinking, well, I love the sound of bravado, but also I really want to get going with brilliance again because now you've made it sound a lot easier to use. The point is both are correct for you. As we said, we had to look at our waxing game a little bit differently. Skins are becoming sensitive. However, we still need to get all the hairs out because that's what people are paying for. So bravado, it's a sculpting gel hard wax. Yes, it is still good for sensitive skin because yes, it does contain the high quality synthetic resin. It also does contain mica, so that's the beautiful shimmer that you see that helps to reduce the skin redness. This is going to be great for really getting that crisp line with brow shaping and taking off the vellus hairs when you're dealing with peach fuzz on the face, basically. Brilliance, what is the difference? This is a hypoallergenic formula. It is designed for that person with the most sensitive skin that says, I cannot wax. So really, do you think you can just have one wax on your station these days? It's not as common anymore. We need to have options so that we know we can pick up a wax with confidence. It's going to do the job. It's going to make the client happy. It's going to give them an experience they want to repeat. Okay, so did you like what I spoke about today? How to get started with Caronlab. So if you're interested in starting with any of our waxes, I would love for you to go to our website and check out our distributors. You will find out who your local distributor is. If there is no one local in your area, please contact me. I can direct you in the direction of who can look after you. If you want to place any pre-orders to get started, then this is going to be the best way to contact your local distributor. Okay, what happens next? So I tried to keep this presentation as brief as I could for you guys. I am going to take questions in a moment, but I just want to let you know the next steps from here. Tomorrow, you're going to check your emails. Everyone who registered for this class is going to receive the full recording. You're also going to receive a collection of videos and resources that you can practice with, and then I can follow up with you guys and answer any further questions that you have. We have all of the resources for you. I just wanted to give you an introduction to facial waxing today and how we can help to improve your business. The other thing I would love for you to do when you receive that email is fill out a customer feedback form. I have plenty of time to be creating these different webinars for you guys. I would love to hear what you would like to see hear, learn about things that maybe we haven't had time because we've been busy working in our businesses. Now, all of a sudden we have this time. I'd like to educate. I'd like to share. I'd love to hear your stories. So please contact me. Okay, I did say that you could win a prize. So all you need to do to go in the draw to win, there's going to be 6 mystery prizes given out. So that's 1 a week between now and April 30th. What you need to do is like and follow us on Instagram if you don't already, and Facebook. Please give us a review. I would love to hear why you love Caronlab and or this webinar. So go to our Facebook page, leave us a review, tell us why you love it, tell us what you want to see more of. I will choose the winners at random. Okay, so I will contact you via DM on Instagram or Facebook if that's where I found you, and you will be winning 1 of 6 mystery prizes. Okay, so you might end up with a wax heater, you may end up with a bag of Bravado, or you may end up with a bag of Brilliance. We would like to share and have you trying our products during this time, telling us what you love, giving us your feedback. Okay, so that's it from me. I'm going to open up the questions. Okay, so if you had any questions for me, please put them in the Q&A for me now, so I can go through them. We don't have to actually jump on call. I can just read them out. Okay, got some people interested in Bravado. That's awesome, because you are going to get some further information sent to your inbox on Bravado, including full instructional videos on how to use the product. Okay, doesn't look like there's any other questions. Oh, here we go. Can you use Bravado on Brazilian? Yes, you can. You can use Bravado anywhere. It is like a traditional hard wax. It has just been designed for the face to pick up the fine, fluffy peach fuzz, but I did a full Brazilian in it and it worked amazing, particularly on a shaved Brazilian, because it is designed to pick up all those hairs. Okay, we've got another one. So traditionally with waxing, you can't do clients that are on Accutane or retinol. Does that apply with Bravado as well? Very good question. So no, you still should not be waxing clients that are on Accutane or retinol. My point is, a lot of people are using retinol and things like that without even realizing what they're really putting on their face. So in that situation, if it's a client that you haven't waxed before, or it's a client that you're unsure about, that appears that they could be a little bit sensitive, you would want to pick up Brilliance in that situation. Okay, another question. Does the pots fit in other heaters? What is microwave to pot? Okay, so microwave to pot is that the Brilliance hard wax, and I'll go back to that slide and show you guys. Any of our hard waxes that come in the microwave to pot. Here we go, this slide here. Okay, so these microwave to pot containers here that you see, you can put them in the microwave for 3 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes, depending on your microwave. And you can either pour them directly into your traditional wax heater. So if you've kept an empty tin, you can pour them in, or you can microwave our container and put it into the entire wax heater. So with the metal insert, you can insert it into the heater. You do not want to shove our containers into your other wax heater, because I cannot guarantee what temperature they are. So it could melt down the container. So the point is, if you have a different wax heater, yes, you can try our waxes, just microwave them first and put them into your empty tin. Okay, when you are changing resin, does that mean you change the product just in case of allergies? So what I'm talking about, the resin, is that we have synthetic or natural resins. Natural resins are the ones that people tend to be more allergic to. So by having a high quality synthetic resin on your station, like Brilliance Hard Wax, if someone came in and said, oh, I haven't waxed before, or yes, I've waxed in the past and I had that bad reaction, that's when you would pick up Brilliance every single time. You wouldn't risk it with any other wax, because it is designed for those people that say, I can't wax, I'm allergic to wax. The chances are they're not allergic to wax, they've probably just had a skin lift from an inferior wax. So what I'm saying is always keep the high quality synthetic resin on your station like the Brilliance, and it will get you out of situations where you're worried that the client is going to react. Okay, what else have we got here? How can I get certified with your wax? Okay, so we are going to be doing in-person training classes. We are also going to be doing more online training. So in our feedback form, I need you to tick the box, yes, you are interested in attending more of our trainings, so that I have your details. As soon as I have my calendar of where I'm going to be traveling for the rest of the year doing in-person training, you can come and do a training class with us at one of our distributors, and you will get certified. You will get our full training manual, and you will get certified with Caronlab. Should we have more than one warmer for each type of wax? Yes. So it's the point of the microwave to pot concept is that you can swap and change waxes. So if you had Brilliance hard wax in the microwave container, I could be using that. I could then quickly swap out and put in my soft wax into the container just by using the microwave. However, if you're a busy waxing salon, that's not ideal. So you would want to have multiple warmers with your favorite wax in them so that you can pick up the right wax for that client. So for example, today we're talking about Bravado and Brilliance. So if you wanted to have both of those waxes on your station, you should have them both ready in the pot, because you don't know who's going to walk through the door. You don't know what the scenario is going to be. You don't know what they're going to tick on their consultation form as to what they've been using on their skin. So if in doubt, you would always go for the Brilliance. If it's someone that you've waxed forever and a day with soft wax, but you're wanting to move to hard wax, obviously Bravado is going to be your next best option. So you should have a couple of wax pots. My advice would be having 3 wax pots. I would have Brilliance hard wax for anyone who's super sensitive or any situation that I wasn't sure about their skin. I would have Bravado for my brow shaping, for that client that has had soft wax used on their skin. For my blonde clients that I can't pick up all the fluff, that's what I'd be using Bravado for. And then my third one would be my favorite soft wax, which is what you're going to find out more about tomorrow in our soft wax, our body waxing presentation. So we'll give you all the options for body waxing. So probably 3. I think anything more than like 4 waxes is getting a little bit out of hand, because if you can't find 3 waxes that basically work on every skin type, perhaps you are using the wrong type of wax. Okay, I think I got all the questions, guys. Thank you for your great questions. Oh, we have some more here. Hang on. Okay. I've overheated in the microwave and put it outside to cool. Does the inconsistent temperature change the wax? Okay, so if you've overheated your wax, that's more than fine. Just get it into the heater or sit it out on the bench and let it cool. The good thing is about the synthetic resin, you can heat it, reheat it, turn it on, turn it off as many times as you like. Any of our waxes, and that does include the natural one as well, they're not going to go off, they're not going to disintegrate, they're not going to crystallize. For example, if you are a sugarer, you would know that if air gets to your sugar paste, or if you do overheat your sugar paste, it's ruined, it's crystallized. Wax doesn't work like that at all. So it doesn't matter if you've overheated it, underheated it, turned it on and off 20 times in that day. It will always be consistent. You just have to get it to the right temperature. Yes. Okay. So I recall somewhat that once you add wax from the bag, it is no longer microwavable. So the beaded waxes, you do not want to mix with your microwave to pot concept. Any of these 800-gram containers here that you see are microwavable. The beads are not microwavable. So if you like beads and you're not using the microwave, buy the bag of beads, throw it straight into the metal insert, and just constantly keep topping up throughout the day. Then you don't need to use the microwave. If you want to go mobile, if you're a mobile esthetician and you're wanting to use the microwave because you don't want to get to your client's house early and wait for the wax to melt down, you can just stick with the microwave to pot jars. That means you can use their microwave, put it into the wax pot, wax that client, put the lid back on, go to the next client and use their microwave. So just don't mix beads with microwave to pot concept and you'll never have a problem. They are the same formula, but they are just designed differently. One melts down in the microwave, one does not. So if you're a serious busy waxing salon, you want the beads, probably will be the easiest option and you won't need to use the microwave. Okay. Is there a specific direction when removing the waxes with or against the direction of hair growth? When you receive the collection of videos, you will see that you can use hard wax with or against. What this means is it saves you. It means that you can go with the hair growth on the first application. If you're dealing with really stubborn, short shaved hairs, you want to go against. You really want to comb. When you look at that beard waxing video again, where I'm straightening up his beard line, you will really see me combing against the growth, against. And when I remove against as well. So you will get the best result by working with or against. And a lot of waxes on the market don't allow you to do that. They are very rigid in the way that they are made, that they will only work when you apply with and remove against, because they do have the tendency to snap hairs. Our waxes will not snap the hairs. That synthetic resin is designed to be manipulated in both ways. Okay, some great questions here, guys. Can you burn this wax? I have been using a hard wax, and if it overheats, it changes color and looks burnt. Wow, okay. No, you will not burn this wax, okay? So that's definitely, that would definitely be a pine resin that you're working with, and I dare say an inferior pine resin. You cannot burn this wax. So even if you did turn the wax pot on high and you left it on for a couple of hours, obviously when you come back and you open the lid, it's going to be very, very runny. And that's going to indicate to you, okay, this is too hot to put on my client's skin. All you need to do is just turn the wax pot down, give it some time to cool, and then go about waxing your client. So the answer is no, you can never burn this wax. Okay, not a question, but I just wanted to say thank you. I've learned a lot and you've made me excited to try this wax. Oh, thank you so much, Alexis. I'm excited to share all the resources with you and touch base with everyone after this training. Okay, another question. Did you remove the skin on the blemish of the lip wax? Great question. When you watch that video, you'll be very excited to see that no, it did not damage the skin on that blemish. And that's why I was just experimenting with the wax, to be honest with you. But I wanted to share that video because it was so amazing on that blemish, on that blonde hair, that peach fuzz on the face. It was amazing results. So I'm so excited for you guys to see the full videos of this and really tell me what you think about this wax. Okay, what other webinars do you have scheduled and where can I register? Great question. I'm here every day this week, guys. And as I said, I want your feedback because I want to deliver what you want to learn about. So tomorrow I am here 11 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to be talking about body waxing. Similar format to this, I'm going to be talking about soft waxes and what's right for you and giving you some body waxing tips and tricks. And again, after the webinar, you will receive the full recording and also further resources so you can get practicing at home. Wednesday, we'll be doing this facial waxing presentation again at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We have a second body session because our first one is already full. That's Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Thursday night, we have the special. We are doing the live Brazilian wax. As I said, this class filled up really, really fast. So please, if you did miss out on registering, you can register for my Monday class. That will mean that I'll automatically send you the recording of the live Brazilian. And Monday, we can jump online and we can answer question and answer time to speak about that Brazilian, to find out what you guys want to know and what works for you. How to register. So you can either go onto our Facebook page, Caronlab North America, or Instagram, Caronlab_North America. The link is in the bio. Click on the link and it will show you which classes are still open for registration. I will be releasing more and more classes because I do have all the time in the world to be here supporting you guys and offering online education. So you can register for any of those other classes. You'll provide feedback. You'll tell me what you want to learn about and I will get creating it. Okay, looks like we don't have any other questions, so we'll just wait and see. Oh, here's another one. Okay, might be strange to ask, but I'd love to see how you set up your wax cart. Oh, that's a great question, Gina. Okay, we'll definitely note that one down. Wax cart setup. And actually, setup is so important because this is when I do in-person training. And if you have attended my in-person training, thank you for coming to see me again. I do go through the full cart setup, and this is so important. Again, I want to spend this time while we all have downtime to be going over the simple things that as business owners or estheticians or educators, we sometimes overlook because we're so busy focused on the job. And wax cut setup is a great one, because without setting up your station properly, you're almost setting yourself up for failure throughout that day. Another thing that I always talk about, and again, if you've attended my classes, you'll know, is that I hate cleaning the waxing room. So I would definitely love to share some tips and tricks on how you can be more productive in the room, spend less time cleaning, and you can share this with your staff. So that's a great one, Gina. Thank you so much. Okay, so as I said, I'm on Instagram now. So if you want to chat with me privately to share any feedback, thoughts, passions, concerns, please send me a DM. So it's Caronlab_North America. I'm here to help you. And please just don't worry about what's coming to you with the resources and the videos. Zoom will automatically send it to you tomorrow. So just check your inbox tomorrow. If you need anything urgently in the meantime, I'm here for you. Otherwise, you'll have my direct email address, so you can contact me on that, and we can go going from there. So I hope to see you all during these sessions. Register, link in bio on Instagram, register for your next favorite class, and please fill out our feedback form to tell us where you're from, what you enjoyed, and what you want to see next. Thank you, everyone, and I hope I haven't taken up too much of your day, and we will chat really soon. Thanks, guys.